Hey, it's Jordan. I am in Flint, Michigan, East Palestine, Ohio,
Tumwa, Iowa.
Please support the only independent outlet on the ground covering what the corporate media covers up.
What's up, everybody? Ron Placone here, reporting for Status Coup. Before we get into the segment for today, I want to mention that on December 15th, I have a show, a comedy show, and a preview of a play. My next production is going to be a feature film and stage play called Termination Fee, which is a blistering commentary on the American healthcare system. And we're going to be previewing the first part of it on December 15th at Flappers Comedy Club. You can get tickets at ronplacone.com. It's going to be a night of stand-up comedy. I'm going to be there. Graham Ellis going to be there. Sarah K. Godot is going to be there. And then we're going to preview part one of the play. And then if we have time, we're going to do a Q&A afterwards. So it's going to be a really cool night. Los Angeles, get your tickets now. December 15th, ronplacone.com for tickets. All right, so I have been thinking a lot about where we're at and where we're potentially going. And I usually do an election reflection, so to speak, if you will. So here are the thoughts that I wanted to bring in video form to you all. And I plan on publishing this piece in written form on my Substack soon. It might actually be out by the time you see this video. But here it goes. Donald Trump has won the 2024 presidential election in the United States. While in so many ways this is anything but surprising, it still sent shockwaves around the world. First, how we got here. For way too long, the American people have been forced into a binary choice between two Wall Street-sponsored political parties who don't have their back or interest at heart. The Democrats. The Democrats are an elitist institution who have nothing to be elitist about. As a political party, they are completely toothless and rudderless. They have little direction, policy, or principles other than we're not the other guys. They brand this as being a, quote, wide tent, which is more platitude nonsense. There is a reason there is nothing quite like them in the rest of the industrialized world. What few ideas they do have are rooted in lazy, half-baked neoliberal thought that anyone with even the most basic understanding of human history can knock over with a feather. The main reason they have nothing to be elitist about, though, half the time they can't even beat Republicans. The Republicans. A ghoulish band of shysters, in more recent time adopting a faux populist persona that is not only successful domestically, but the infection is spreading around the world. In reality, they are what they always have been. Theocratic fascist, bowing at the altars of capitalism and big business, just like the Democrats, but they throw in some fringe religious dogma, racism, and eugenics for good measure. Side note, both of these institutions love war, but occasionally get a few lone voices that claim otherwise. These are the choices the American people are expected to choose between. Because we are and always have been, as Gore Vidal put it, the United States of amnesia, people take a chance on the other team when the current one in power does nothing to make their lives better. Bush didn't deliver, so people took a chance on Obama. Obama didn't deliver, so people took a chance on Trump. Trump didn't deliver, so people took a chance on Biden. Biden didn't deliver, so they said, let's give this Trump guy another chance. Maybe he'll do better this time. Rinse and repeat. Kamala Harris ran a near policy-free campaign, which was not only accepted, but given a full stamp of approval by a corporate media as out of touch as the Democratic Party itself. She refused to distance herself from Joe Biden's horrific foreign policy and offered little solutions to domestic problems. Meanwhile, Trump was assembling a team of contrarian lackeys that would make any authoritarian giggle and horrify anybody whose heart is capable of even the smallest amount of empathy. When a status quo is broken, it can be replaced with something better or something worse. The American people chose to replace it with something worse. For the record, better was not on the menu, at least not within the duopoly. The choices were more of the same or make it worse. As of the recording of this, the appointments so far have been nothing short of terrifying. Matt Gaetz, Marco Rubio, Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., And let's not forget Elon Musk. By the way, the irony doesn't escape me that the party of supposed small government plans to make a new governmental institution before even taking office. Our public health institutions, education, climate efforts, and world relations will be decimated beyond recognition. Well, all of these entities are already, to put it very gently, not great. What will replace them will be even worse. At the end of the day, we are and have been heading off a cliff. The American people were given a choice to head towards the edge of the cliff slower or faster. They chose faster. I seldom bring up exactly how bad I think it's going to get here, mainly because it's not the most uplifting subject in the world. I've been called everything from a doomer to a prepper to a nihilist, and none of those terms are even remotely applicable to me. I am, however, a realist. I'm also somebody who doesn't sugarcoat things. And to be totally honest, I'm somebody who has never been terribly fond of the country I was born in. And at this point in my life, I have completed the stages of grief and landed on acceptance. So this is my unfiltered prediction of what's to come. This was my prediction long before November. And now that it's after November, the only thing that has changed is the possible timeline. I predict that within the next 5 to 10 years, probably closer to 5 now, a very significant amount of people in this country will become food insecure. Another side note. At times, I have been criticized for my use of the phrase food insecure. Critics say it's just a polite way of saying hungry. While in theme, I get where they're coming from and actually agree, I feel like in this case, it doesn't apply. People do use those terms interchangeably, but they are in fact two different things. Hunger or going hungry refers to being in a constant state of not having enough food, be it due to access or poverty or whatever else. Food insecurity does not necessarily mean no food or no access. It just means that all too often one must decide between buying groceries or paying rent because both isn't an option. Said person may or may not be going hungry. Even if they can't buy food, they may still be able to obtain it. So when I say food insecurity, in this case, it's because that is quite literally what I mean. So anyway, a significant number of people in this country will become food insecure, at which point there will be an uprising. Keep in mind, Trump put this country under martial law. Also keep in mind the military, the police, extremists, and right-wing militia groups are all on the same side. And they've got everyone else outnumbered and outarmed. So I see said uprising being crushed immediately. Meanwhile, our institutions will continue to crumble until the gap between the rich and the poor will widen beyond magnitude, which it nearly already is. The United States will continue to be a playground for Nazi-adjacent plutocrats, but it will increase in severity. To end on a bit of a higher note, I could be completely wrong about all of this. This forecast is not set in stone. An event, movement, catastrophe, whatever, could change the course of everything. I could be totally wrong, and I hope I am. The next 4 years could bring about a labor movement unlike anything we've seen in generations. We could have a general strike. There could be a real populist movement to replace the fake one. All these things are possible. Would I bet on any of them? If I'm being honest, no, I wouldn't. Do I hope for them? Absolutely. Could I be wrong? Definitely. And I want to work to prove myself wrong. Believe me. I hope someday this video goes down as a heated warning and not an I told you so. In the meantime, don't give up. Hold your loved ones close. Enjoy your life the best you can. Look around in your community. And if you have support, you're better off than most. And if you don't, try to change your situation if you are able. I know not everyone has the funds or resources to move. Also, don't give in to hate or bigotry. Your problem is not the immigrant. It's not the trans person or the gay person. It's not pronouns or political correctness or the woke mob. Your problem's the ruling class, the oligarchs, the banks, the Wall Street war profiteers. Summed up, your problem is capitalism. The sooner we all realize that, the better. peace, love, and a general strike. This is Ron Placone for Status Coup, signing out.